Mother Miranda, if it's for you, I'd do anything.
I'll just be taking this.
Wait, what are you doing with Mother's special child?
She's not hers.
Oh, you have something to say.
What do you mean, Mother's special?
Salvatore Moreau is one of the most visually disgusting and mentally disturbed individuals that Ethan Winters will encounter during the events of the game Resident Evil 8 Village. The sitting House Lord of the Moreau family and prominent member of Mother Miranda's Four Houses, Salvatore is perhaps the least respected member of Mother Miranda's organization. Due to the Cadou that Mother Miranda implanted inside of Salvatore, his body has undergone a drastic mutation, taking on several fish-like characteristics and transforming him into something of a disfigured fishman.
Shit! Stay back!
The exit's underwater. You're done.
I don't have time for this.
The story of Salvatore Moreau as we know it begins with his lineage. While we don't know that much about Salvatore's younger life, we do know that he is the son of a noble family from an isolated village somewhere in Romania. For generations, the Moreau family oversaw the village's water reservoir where the villagers would come to catch what fish they could. A small community growing around the body of water. For the family's location and their resources, they earned the crest of a mermaid. And to consolidate their power in the region, they joined an alliance with the families of Dumitrescu, Heisenberg, and Benevito to govern the surrounding lands, with the head of these four houses being a woman named Mother Miranda. Like seemingly every other member of the surrounding community, the Moreau family followed the teachings of Mother Miranda. And so, when Salvatore was born, he was no doubt indoctrinated into the cult almost immediately. His faith in Mother Miranda being one of the most important things in his life. And as he got older, that devotion would only grow. While we don't know the circumstances surrounding Salvatore becoming implanted with the Cadou, we do know that at some point, Mother Miranda saw fit to infect him with her created organism. Luckily for Salvatore, his body bonded with the parasitic creature, but only barely. Due to the Cadou that now infected his body, Salvatore began to transform, his internal organs completely changing into something similar to what a fish might have. And on top of these changes, due to an irregular cell division, he would sporadically transform into a giant fish, and not at his behest. Unfortunately for Mother Miranda, Salvatore was a failure for her purposes. Too many defects in bonding with the Cadou made him ill-suited for her needs. However, that didn't mean that he was useless. Salvatore was seemingly the last remaining member of the Moreau family, making him an integral part of the Four Lords, and being as devout as he was, he still remained a useful pawn in her own mission. But for Salvatore, his decaying body and grotesque appearance only instilled in him an almost complete lack of self-worth. Salvatore set out to isolate himself in the water reservoir, avoiding others as often as possible, and attempting to remedy this unworthy feeling by experimenting on villagers in the hopes of impressing Mother Miranda. But, unfortunately for Salvatore, not only was he lacking in the looks department, but the transformation of his body did nothing to aid his mental capabilities.
Baby back.
Don't screw with me!
Wait, please. If you take it, then the others would laugh at me. But if I do better than them...
What do I care?
Wait, just a little longer, please.
What's so funny?
You're stupid. You talk too much.
Salvatore would experiment on several of the villagers that Mother Miranda would give to him. But in the end, they would all prove to be failures. Salvatore's life would continue this way for quite some time. He felt as if he were a lesser in the court of the Four Lords, that his family looked down on him, until one day Mother Miranda brought a child to the family. Miranda ripped the young girl apart and gave to each of the Four Lords a piece of the child for safekeeping. And though Salvatore was surprised that he would be entrusted with such an important task, he agreed to watch over the flask containing the child's arms. Salvatore is one of the most interesting characters that Ethan will meet in the game, being debatably the most devoted follower of Mother Miranda. Salvatore desperately wants to please the woman whom he views as his mother, going so far as to get jealous at the prospect of her real daughter coming back to life. And while he may be a very simple-minded man, he's far from a pushover.